Somebody is asking, why do Igbo verbs change? Why do they change? Why are there certain Igbo verbs that are only restricted to these changes? And why are some left out? What are these verbs? And why is it like that? To make this very simple and clear for you, now, this is a very simple guide for you as a beginner to understand the reason why some Igbo verbs change. There are certain group of verbs that are called the main verbs, and those verbs, they can be put in different verb forms like going, will go, will not go, to go. Now in Igbo, this is how it is done. The verb go is either said as J or ga. When you say to go, in Igbo we say iga. Went now becomes gara. Going becomes naga. Will go becomes gaga. Will not go becomes gayaga. Will be going becomes ganaga. Do not go becomes agala. Now, ga can be put in different verb forms. Ga or J is the verb root. But then there are verbs like si that becomes sie. Ri becomes rie. Bu becomes buo. These are examples of verbs. Ru becomes ron. Zu becomes zuo. Ku becomes kuo. Or ku also becomes quo. Pu becomes puo. Li becomes lie. So why are these changes like this? Why? Now, the first thing I want you as a beginner to understand is this. Most times your intuitions tells you what is right and what is wrong. There are certain ways you speak, and then the sentence structure, the words you use, your intuition will tell you that the way this word is said, the way this sentence has been said, is really not right. Now, the first thing that will help you is your intuition. What you say, your ears will listen to it, you hear it. Now, take example. I say, achọrọ m igbu ọkụkọ. It makes sense. What if I say achọrọ m igbuo ọkụkọ? So also other examples. Okay, now ru is work, the action for work. Ru. And then we have ruo. Now take it as an example. I walked. I walked. So arụrụ m ọrụ. What if you say arụọrọ m ọrụ? You see, the latter doesn't make sense. So that is why most times this is done to give that Igbo sentence a complete meaning. When ruo on its own is a verb, it is complete, it makes sense. Buo on its own, it makes sense. Puo is complete on its own, it makes sense. Rie on its own as a verb is complete, it makes sense. In the case of the verb root, which only has to attach the infinitive form or the past tense form or the continuous form or the whatever tense marker to it for it to make complete sense during all trances. But in the case of these other verbs where it makes sense on its own, it is complete. It makes your sentence complete. You don't have to say boro. You don't have to say ro or rory. Mba. Instead, when you say ro, it makes sense. Work. Ichoro iru. You want to work. Ichoro iru. Yeah, it makes sense because the infinitive marker I is attached to the word ru. But when you use ro, means work on its own, it makes sense. So when you say ichoro iru, the way it is pronounced, you as a speaker, your intuition will be the first to tell you that what you have said is either right or wrong. So These verbs changes because it gives a complete meaning. It makes complete sense during utterances. So as a Igbo learner, these are some of the basic things you also need to understand. So don't be surprised when you find out that some verbs, oh, you have to say it this way, and this one has other way. So till we meet again. Okay, Miss. Yeah.